Hello everybody. Well, I am out in my tent again, and I made some changes. First thing I did was try packing everything I had that I thought that I was going to have to use to stay warm at night, and put it on and weighed, and I think they probably heard me screaming down the street in the neighborhood. So back up and punt, and I know I did come outside and spend the night, all night, and it was below, right at 25, felt like 20. So I was good there, but I also knew that I wasn't good for much below that. So next thing I did is kind of dig around in the drawers, figure out, okay, I've got to get some weight out of here, but I've got to also have something warmer. So got to work on that, and now it's a whopping 12 degrees, feels like 0. And I decided, hey, it's cold enough in the daytime. I really need to get my rest at night because I've got to work out and get stronger. So, and I, can't do that if I don't get any sleep. I know there are people out there that can go on a little sleep, but I'm not one of them. Chalk up another thing and add it to the list. But anyway, so we'll see. I came out here. I've been out here about an hour. And I'm trying to lay really still, and probably will try to take a nap at some point to see how I feel waking up. So that's the plan, and I decided to work on one thing at a time. I was going to hike and work on, carrying that weight and then coming and camping, but I thought, no, I've got to know I can spend the night in it first. That's kind of, I know I can hike in the real cold weather. We did that last season, and I did fine. But I've got to be able to sleep in the tent. So that's what we're working on. So I'll get back to you, for you in a second, for me in several hours, and let you know how this test went in 12-degree weather. All right, hello everybody. I am doing this video while I'm driving because I have so much to do, and I'm going to watch the road and not watch you, so be safe here. So I said I was going to do an update on what happened with the cold weather camping, or sleeping, I should say. I did make it in 25 degrees with felt like 22 or 20 or something, so that was encouraging. And then the last couple of nights it's been going down to 15, down to 12, feels like 6, feels like 4. And I decided I don't really have to sleep all night, as long as I could spend 2 or 3 hours in the very coldest part of the night and sleep some so that my body temperature goes down like it does when I sleep, and see how I feel when I wake up. So long story short, last night I had made a few more changes, and pretty much just going to, if there are really cold days like it has been here the last few days, where the high is 15 degrees or 16 or 17 or 18, then I'll just plan on sleeping in whatever I hiked in, maybe just making a few quick changes on outer layers, which is kind of what I did last night. And it was 15 degrees, 12 degrees at 4 a.m. when I went out. Felt like 2 degrees, so they said. I did okay. Last night, G actually came out, and we both got in there, and of course with 2 of us it's a lot warmer in there. It was I think 18 or 15 at that point, felt like 6 or 8, something like that. And he did fine, and I did fine. And then I came out by myself at 4 a.m. to a very cold tent, cold sleeping bag, and then stayed out there long enough to have my body temperature go down. I actually got too hot in my upper body, had to take off a couple of layers. So I had seen a comment by Adrian Redwell, who's a 2018 thru hiker who's going to be vlogging from Canada. And I'm sure I probably have seen this other places before, but it just didn't register. But he had made the comment to a vlogger that, put on a layer, get in your sleeping bag, give yourself time to warm up. If you're still cold, put on another layer. So I'm going to approach it like that from now on, because I was peeling off layers last night, which is good news. And was able to actually sleep with less. I had 2 pairs of leggings on, basically. My compression sock liner, some nice thick socks, and my booties, and then I took my puffy jacket and stuck my feet down in it, pulled it up over my knees, because my knees were the part that was still getting a little chilly. And then was peeling off layers on the upper body, so I took my fleece jacket off and put it kind of around my waist. So with that, I was very comfortable, which again, for a normal person, you'd be screaming, let me out of here probably, but for me, you know, for me, 15 to 10 degrees is frigid to me. 5 degrees, whatever. I know that's not the real term for frigid weather, but for me, that's pretty frigid. So, very cold. And but I'm just really, really encouraged that, yeah, I can go ahead and go. And then if it looks like, you know, if I do have a night when it's really cold and it turns out that I just couldn't handle it, then I'll know the next time that we'll just need to stay off trail that night. So that's kind of where it is. The sleeping system weight, which you would call a sleeping bag and a liner under normal circumstances, ends up being 5 pounds. So that is a big deal and unfortunate, but it's either carry that or don't go when it's cold. So that's my choices at this point. And I have the patrol bag 30 degree. It's the one that Kiwi used when he hiked. Just the patrol bag 30 degree, and I went ahead and pulled out the fleece liner that I have that has a hood and a zipper, and I can't remember the brand it was. I bought it in Damascus last year when we were there. That's really warm, and in fact, when it starts warming up at all, I just really have to pull it out because it's pretty warm. And then I have the very lightweight down throw that I have that I kind of wrapping around. I mean, it's all nice and loose, nothing's really compressed down, but then kind of getting that down from the puffy down around my feet and my legs, lower legs, and my knees was one more key for this, getting down below 20, down below 15, that I was comfortable. And my hands, I actually, once I got them inside, I didn't even need the gloves on, so looks like it can work. If I can figure out how to get rid of some of this extra clothing. And so what I've decided to do there is that I'm going to fix up boxes. I'm going to have the really cold weather box, the cold weather box, and the not so cold weather box, and just basically ship them to the next trailhead possibility, hostel, mail, post office, whatever. And then look at the weather for the next 4 days, and hopefully it'll be consistent. If it's not going to be consistent, I'll have to carry the super cold stuff. If it's going to be super cold one of those days, but if it looks like it's going to be just, you know, in that cold range, then I'll be able to carry those clothes, and you know, that way I don't have to carry all of it all the time, and hopefully I'll be able to get my weight down that way. So that's the plan. I think part of the reason when I did weigh the pack the other day, I really just threw a bunch of food in there to put weight in the pack. So once I actually pare that down to what I really would need for 4 days, that's going to be a lot less weight. So I'll let you know when I get all that worked out. But for now, I've got so much to do, and I've got to get over to the gym and work out, and I've got to get over to the stairs. And you know, this decision on how I'm going to stay warm and whether we're going to go early has got to be made so that I can get myself in better shape. Everything else is pretty much ready, other than maybe making up some of these boxes for things that I need that I wouldn't necessarily be able to find at the stores on the trail. And as far as shipping boxes to myself, basically I'm figuring out how can I do this without help, which could be a good thing. Of course, you know, Gia's there with the van, yes, but again, trying not to use the van. I want to know, what would you do if you were in this situation and you didn't have anybody to help? And so maybe that'll help somebody down the road that's in that situation. Our home for this time, home is the van, really. So nobody is here that, you know, we could ask to. I mean, there are people that would do it. I just don't want to put them out and don't have any other family. So that's the plan. I'm going to figure out how can I do this. So what do I need to ship? How am I going to ship it? Where am I going to ship it? And all of that. And I've pretty much got that worked out in my head, just haven't got it down on paper yet. And some things I'm going to have to order online that I know are not going to be at a Walmart or a Kroger or stores. So got all that worked out, which I'll go into more detail later. But for now, the good news is, yes, I did it. So that's where we are. And Flash was fine out there, or G, still calling him G at this point for where the videos are that we've put up. He's fine and did fine, and haven't seen him get excited yet, but he's still trying to work and kind of got a different mindset than me, because he knows he doesn't have to hike if he doesn't want to. So that's kind of where that is, and I'm really looking forward to getting out there. I'm not really saying what the start date is. I probably won't say what the start date is until I start, because there's just a lot of factors going into it, and I don't want to say it's a particular date and then have it be different. So all I can say is it's going to be early, along with a lot of other people this year, which is great. I'm so glad to know that, because most of them will probably be passing me. So if I get out a little ahead of them, then they'll be passing me, and that way I'll have people that I can at least say hello to, or know that, you know, there's other folks out there. So I mean, I'm not going to be as slow as I was last season, but I'm probably still going to be slower than a lot of people. So, which is a big part of the reason I don't want to wait till March. I mean, if I start and there's 300 people on the trail that day, starting or whatever, and 300, 100 the day before, and 100 the day before, or after, I should say, then all I'm going to be doing all day long is stepping aside to let them pass me, and that doesn't sound like any fun at all. And plus, it'd be really slow then, even more slow. So that's part of the reason I don't want to wait till March. So between that and the heat in June, you know, and I'm ready to go. I'm just raring to go. So, and I want to prove to myself, the one thing I do want to prove to myself is that I can deal with cold weather, even though I'm severely cold-natured. I want to prove to myself that I can deal with cold weather, and trust me, we will be careful, we will be safe. I will never do anything that could put me in harm's way on purpose. That's just not in my wheelhouse. So that's the plan, and appreciate all the folks that have been watching. And I do want to say I've really kind of held off on my thank you to Early Riser, because I just kept thinking about it, you know, what would I like to say? A lot of people have thanked him for what he's doing, and it's such a terrific thing. And I think that for me, the one thing that has happened because of what he did that is so great, and there's a lot of things that are great about it, and a lot of things that have happened that are great, but the thing that has just been an impression on me is how this community of 2018 hikers being brought together the way that he did it is all pulling together for one another, and we're starting to watch each other's vlogs, and we're commenting on each other, and wow, that is fun. I mean, I feel like I'm part of a community already, which I wasn't sure I would ever even be part of a community, just because of starting early and being probably a slower hiker who doesn't end up in some kind of, quote, tramily kind of situation. And because, you know, hiking to where G can camp, I mean, it's just such a different type of situation. And so for me, it's extremely exciting to know that I'm actually part of a community already, and that's because of what Early Riser did. So I just thank you so much for what you did, Early Riser, and that you're continuing what you're doing. And private joke between me and him, I'm figuring out you can take care of yourself, so I'll just try and keep my mouth shut. So you're a big boy, you don't need my help. Anyway, God bless everyone. Get out and hike.